Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Mike. Welcome to Health Talk by Doc Mike. Magandang gabi po, magandang umaga, o magandang hapon po sa mga kababayan natin, to all our viewers, to all our subscribers. Good evening, good morning, or good day to all of you. Ayan po, it's Tuesday. Remember, it's not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. But I decided to go live on both platforms. We have the Facebook, and we also have the YouTube channel natin. And it's nice because I've done this episode previously, siguro mga more than a year na siguro. And then I've been asked by several times by different groups to discuss this topic. And I want to share to all of you some updates and things na mga bagong viewers natin, mga bagong subscribers natin, to discuss more about the things that you should know about menopause. So, ayan. Tignan nyo ang topic natin. It's all about menopause. And I think some of our viewers have been in this situation, or some of you currently in this condition, in this state of condition. Some of you have been experiencing the symptoms of this condition. Remember, I'm not using the word disease or illness because it is not a disease. Mga kababayan natin, ang topic na pag-uusapan natin is not a disease. And if you have some experiences about this condition, you may share dito sa ating chat box. And ang dami pong nanonood sa atin again. Yung pong iba baka hindi pa tapos sa kanilang paghuhugas ng plate, but it's okay. But allow me to do this first. Recently, yesterday, one of my good friend and our previous guests in this YouTube channel and also in Facebook para sa mga estudyante natin dito sa Hong Kong. He was our previous guest when we had a topic about COVID-19. Allow me to pause for a few seconds, few minutes, to pray for the soul of our good friend who died yesterday. Oh no, not yesterday. Last Sunday. Dr. Alan Worsley, thank you so much. And please pray po mga kababayan para kay Dr. Worsley, Alan Worsley, and the family of Dr. Worsley. Okay, so with that, the show must go on, our discussion must go on. Lagi po niyang sinasabi sa akin that every time na meron tayong mga gagawin, Mike, don't think about ganito. Basta if you have commitment na kailangan gawin, you should do it, okay? Regardless kung ano man ang mangyari, because you need to deliver as much as you can para sa audience, para sa mga estudyante, and so on. But again, Dr. Worsley, thank you so much. But anyway, maraming salamat po sa mga viewers nating nanonood ngayon, and from Facebook and also sa ating YouTube channel. Maraming salamat po. But anyway, our topic for tonight is all about menopause. What are the key things? What are the things that you should know about menopause? This topic should not only be seen, hindi lang po dapat ang manood dito yung mga kababaihan. I hope your husband, your partner, or your significant others should watch this video, because para po maintindihan din what are the things happening, what are the symptoms that may happen to you once you reach this specific age. So allow me to shift my screen. Oh yeah, mas malaki po siya. So again, it's a discussion again with our slides. Gustong-gusto ko may slides na ganito, di ba? Ayan, ang dami pong nanonood sa atin. Mamaya i-greet ko po kayo mga kababayan na nandito sa Hong Kong. But also, before I proceed, naglabas na po yung raffle lucky draw dito sa Hong Kong. Ito po para sa mga viewers nating na bakuna dito sa Hong Kong na naka-receive ng 2 doses ng vaccine. Nag-start na po today yung raffle that our kababayan overseas Filipino workers, mga domestic workers na friends natin, you are entitled po to join the raffle. You just register doon po sa link na sinend ko kaninang morning dyan sa ating Facebook page. You can just register. May mga details lang po, yung Hong Kong ID at saka yung phone number ninyo. And then you can register. Malay nyo, isa po kayo sa mananalo ng 100,000 Hong Kong dollars. Okay? Tignan nyo po yun. Basahin nyo po yung mga detalye na nandoon para alam nyo rin po ano po yung mga specific requirements, etc. etc. I repeat po, yes po, kasama po ang ating mga kababayang domestic workers doon po sa raffle na sinasabi ko, na pinost ko sa aking Facebook page kaninang morning po. You can just check that one. And then before you register, you could read the mechanics, the guidelines po para po mas maintindihan ninyo. But anyway, let's move on. Our topic for tonight is all about menopause. The things that you should know, mga kababaihan, para po sa condition na ito. Okay. Sige. So our key points for discussion for tonight, so we will just highlight what is menopause all about para po magkaroon kayo ng magandang idea what is menopause, because some of you still think that menopause is a disease, is an illness, okay? Some of you, but actually po hindi po siya disease, okay? We'll explain later. And then we'll try to discuss also the symptoms. What are the symptoms of menopause? The symptoms of menopause may vary. Some individuals do not experience the signs and symptoms, particularly the symptoms of menopause, but some have exaggerated symptoms. Some may have the complications, and also I would give you some tips. This is based on research. What are the lifestyle things that you could adopt so that the symptoms of menopause hindi po siya ganun katindi sa inyo? Okay, meron na po ba dito nag-menopause or experiencing menopause? I hope wala naman sana. Okay. Did you know that? Ito po surprising. Based on research, I've seen this in Forbes magazine, that in 2025, today is, di ba, year 2021 na tayo. Just imagine, by year 2025, nearly 1 billion, remember, nearly 1 billion females would be experiencing the symptoms of menopause. So hindi lang po kayo nag-iisa dyan. So marami po sa buong mundo. Just imagine, 12% of the entire world population would be experiencing menopause. So hindi po kayo nag-iisa dyan. So that's why sometimes we need to talk about this so that paghandaan po ninyo, or sometimes you need to accept, because some women, I've seen patients at the clinic, that they do not understand what's going on sa kanila. So I try to explain that the condition that they are experiencing, the symptoms that they are experiencing currently is leading towards the signs or the symptoms of menopause. Di ba? Kasi minsan po hindi po nila alam, or hindi nila yung feelings nila, may sakit silang kakaiba, but in reality, they are experiencing the symptoms of menopause. So ayan po, yan po yung pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi. Okay, like for example, this is also based on research that the menopause in workplace, maaring kayo rin po, habang nagtatrabaho kayo sa bahay, sometimes you could not understand na medyo masungit kayo, medyo you cannot perform well in terms of your work, in terms of mga ginagawa ninyo sa bahay, mga tungkulin ninyo, because menopause has also have a impact negatively, yung impact niya sa pamumuhay natin, particularly the symptoms, because around 63% yung mga kababaihan na naapektuhan ng kanilang trabaho, naapektuhan ang kanilang performance once they reach a specific age, once they experience the symptoms of menopause. Okay? Yan, ay may mga nanonood po tayo from Discovery Bay. Maraming salamat po. Okay? And Okay, so what's menopause? Sandali, shift ko lang po ito para mas malaki siya. Okay, what is menopause? Menopause, is it a disease? Yun po laging question eh. Pag pupunta sa klinik ang pasyente, lagi nilang tanong, is it a disease? Actually, it's not. It is simply the cessation of menstruation. Ang ibig pong sabihin, it's the time where the menstruation stop. So wala na po menstruation. Nag-stop po, okay? Nag-stop siya, usually po kinakount yan within a year. Once 1 year na hindi na po kayo dinatnan, doon po natin matatawag na menopause. Okay? So yung po mga 2 years o a year before, 3 years before na mawala yan, usually po nagloloko-loko na yun po yung regla. Okay? So tendency po pag 1 year na umabot na hindi ka na dinadatnan, then we would label it as menopause. So this is because of the secretion of your hormones. Ano po yung hormone ng babae? Yun po yung tinatawag na estrogen at saka progesterone. Because the estrogen and progesterone, it would decrease gradually. Bumababa na po yung hormone na estrogen at saka progesterone. Hanggang sa tuluyang pong mababa ng mababa yung estrogen and progesterone. So therefore, hindi na po magkakaroon ng menstrual bleeding. Okay? Hindi na po magkakaroon ng menstruation, in short. So within usually 1 year. Okay? Which means, once na nagkaroon na ng menopause or nag-stop na yung bleeding or menstruation ng mga kababaihan, this would lead to infertility. So, hindi na po pwedeng magbuntis ang mga kababaihan. So, there would be infertility. There would be changes, physiologic changes in the body. So, nagkakaroon na pong pagbabago sa struktura, sa mga functions ng mga organs natin, mga kababaihan, and there would also be psychological changes. So, iba ang pag-iisip, iba yung functions ng katawan, and also infertility. So, tandaan niyo po yun. Once you experience, ladies, once you experience menopause, ito po yung tatlo na ma-experience po ninyo. Okay? So, siyempre, natanong niyo, kailan po, Doc, nangyayari yan? Nangyayari po ang menopause, it usually occur around 40s. Okay, around 40s. Depende po sa babae, depende po kung kailan din kayo dinatnan. Ibig sabihin, kaya po lagi namin tinatanong, kailan po kayo unang nagregla? Kung po maaga kayong nagregla, maaga rin pong hihinto. Kung naman po kayo ay late na nagregla, late din po siya matatapos. So meron lang pong specific parang time frame para doon po sa pagsimula at saka sa pagtigil po ng menstruation. Pag 1 year wala na, so it would lead to yung stopping ng menstruation, it would go to menopause. Okay? So the median age po around 51 years old. Okay? So siguro yung mga kabataan dito, yung mga kababayan natin, hindi pa ako nagme-menopause, meron pa ako dyan. Pag po nasa 48 years old, 49 years old, so isipin nyo po, baka po, di ba, magkakaroon na. So minsan may mga changes na, nagkakaroon na po ng pagbabago sa menstrual cycle, minsan po umahaba, minsan umiikse, minsan hindi na po nagiging regular. So ganun po ang nangyayari. Okay? Although in other cases po, baka sabihin, Doc, bakit age 31 years old hindi na po nagregla? Kasi po may condition na baka po naman na nagkaroon ng myoma, tinanggalan po siya ng matres or natanggalan ng ovary. So ano po yun? Matatanggal na talaga, mag-stop po kaagad yung menstruation kasi may tinanggal na structure or organ sa katawan ng babae na kung saan nagpo-produce, for example, yung ovary ng estrogen at saka yung uterus, so wala na mag-shed. So tendency, magkakaroon po ng mas maagang menopause kung gano'n. Okay? Marami pong salamat sa mga viewers po natin na lahat ng nanonood ngayon. Thank you po. I hope you do share this episode para po sa mga kababayan natin. Also to the kung may mga partners po kayo, kung may mga asawa po kayo, para po maintindihan po yung nangyayari din sa inyo. Because sometimes the husband doesn't understand na ano po ang nangyayari, mga signs and symptoms po sa inyo. Okay? And then, These are the physiologic changes. Ito po, iisa-isahin po natin yung mga pagbabago sa katawan. Okay? Mga tawag dito, mga symptoms, mga changes na nangyayari. Okay. So umpisahan po natin, dalawa pong changes or symptoms ang nangyayari. Yung pong physiologic, okay? Yung pong isa psychological, okay? Pag po physiologic, ito po yung normal functioning ng katawan natin. Okay? Yung pong psychological naman, more on the mental side. Unahin po natin yung psychological changes. Sa psychological changes po na nangyayari, ang unang-una pong manifestations na nararamdaman ng ating mga kababayan talaga ha, mga pasyente, usually ito po yung tinatawag na hot flashes. Yung pong hot flashes yung mainit. Parang nagiinit po ang katawan ng ating pasyente na kung saan nagsisimula po yon sa dibdib, paakyat sa neck hanggang sa face. So yun po ang tinatawag na hot flashes. Some patient may undergo palpitation. Yan. Akala ng patient mataas ang blood pressure niya or sometimes may problema siya sa heart kasi mainit nga yung nararamdaman niya kahit po gabi o kaya nasa ordinary room, hindi naman siya nagpa-araw, hindi naman siya lumabas, feel niya mainit siya as compared doon sa mga taong on the same room na siya, iba ang pakiramdam niya. So nag-hot flashes siya. And then, there would be some patient po na nag-undergo po ng sobrang pagpapawis, excessive sweating. This is because of the hot flashes. Some patient, masakit ang ulo. Some patient po nahihilo. Some patient po parang nanlalambot, nanlalata. And some patient nagkakaroon po ng hindi makatulog or tinatawag na insomnia. Ito po yung mga physiologic na nangyayari. Maaring isa po kayo sa mga kababayan natin o maaring yung kapitbahay po ninyo ay nagkakaroon ng mga changes, mga sintomas na physiologic in nature. Okay? Tandaan niyo po, ang pinaka-common po dyan yung tinatawag na hot flashes. Okay? Not all patients would have palpitation. Mostly hot flashes. Okay? Ayan, marami pong mga kababayan dito na nakaka-relate na sila daw ay nagkaroon ng hot flashes. Yung pong iba nagkaroon ng excessive sweating. Okay? Kung po kayo ay nag-hot flashes at 30 years old at regular menstruation, huwag niyo pong isipin that this one is related to menopause. Usually po, isipin po ninyo yung age. Okay? Nasa age 40s to 50s, and then nagkakaroon kayo ng hot flashes. Even kahit na nasa room ka lang, gabi, minsan talagang mainit na mainit ang pakiramdam ninyo. Okay? And then, another physiologic changes na nangyayari sa ating patient. Okay? Hindi niyo pala makikita masyado maliit pag ganyan. Lakihan na lang natin. Yan. Some physiological changes na nangyari din sa patient natin. Ito po yung 3 years or 2 years before ng menopause, nagkakaroon po ng irregular menstruation. Ito po yung nagkakaroon minsan ng, yung pong mens niya po before, it's every month meron siya. But this time, kung 3 to 5 day cycle siya, ngayon umaabot ng 10 days, 20 days, ganun po kahaba. Or sometimes, patient may have heavy menstrual bleeding or menstrual period. So ayan, marami din tayong pasyenteng nakaka-experience din po ng ganito, yung excessive po yung bleeding niya towards 40 years old and 50. Akala po kasi ng pasyente minsan, ano nangyayari? Bakit po nagkakaroon ng ganitong mga changes? Okay? Isipin po ninyo, at the age of 40s to 50s, hindi lang po minsan heavy vaginal bleeding or heavy menstrual bleeding or prolonged bleeding ang nangyayari dyan. Minsan po, may mga abnormalities, mga gynae, baka po may myoma, baka po may ovarian problem, baka may polycystic, etc., etc. So that's why you need to consult to your physician para po ma-examine kayong mabuti. Baka rin akala ninyo, it's menopause, symptoms ng menopause or physiologic changes, maaring yung doktor nakakita po siya ng mas iba. Baka po ma-examine kayo mabuti at matignan niya na hindi lang menopausal ang problema, meron pong ibang problema din. Okay? Some patient may have this experience of dryness on the sensitive part okay, on the private part of the body ng mga kababaihan where because of the estrogen and progesterone na bumababa gradually, some patient may have this problem in terms of the secretion. So kung magkakaroon ng decreased secretion dyan, yung pong area na yan is minsan lumiliit, sometimes nagkakaroon ng problem o nagdi-decrease yung elasticity because of the areas nagiging dry. Baka wala na po kasing mababa na po yung estrogen at saka progesterone. That's why most patient na nag-undergo ng menopause or na nandoon sa period na menopause na sila, sometimes they do complain of painful during the act itself. May masakit po kasi nga po dry na yung area na yon. Okay? And another one is patient may also have osteoporosis. Prone po sila for osteoporosis because of the bone resorption. So yung po mineralization ng bone, nababawasan na, hindi po nakagaya ng bata tayo. So because of the estrogen plays a very important role as well in the mineralization or the bone resorption. Tendency, babagsak po ang estrogen, diyan na po nagsisimula yung ang pasyente nagkaka-hunchback, parang nakukuba po siya, prone po siya sa fracture, yung pong mga tuhod, sumasakit na, nagkakaroon po ng bow-legged. So, yun po. Yun po yun ang nangyayari minsan pag leading to menopause. Kaya pansinin niyo po yung mga kababaihan, once they reach a certain age, menopausal age, 50 years old, minsan yung posture nila, kung hindi po nila inalagaan ang sarili nilang mabuti, nagkaka-problem sila sa back nila, okay? Or sometimes sa legs po nila because this is part of the physiologic changes because of the decreased estrogen and progesterone. Okay? Okay. However, among the signs and symptoms of menopause, ito po ang pinaka-common. This is the most common physiologic changes for patients suffering from the symptoms of menopause. Around 75%, okay, ng mga kababaihan po nakaka-experience ng hot flushes na tinatawag. However, iba-iba pong variation yan. It depends also sa pasyente natin. Minsan mild lang, pero minsan medyo severe na minsan hindi na sila umaalis sa electric fan or sa air condition room. Gusto nila nakatutok lagi. Okay? I advise hindi lang po dapat itutok ang sarili sa electric fan or sa air condition. Minsan po pinapag-ice chips namin sila or eat ice cream para po lumamig ang core body temperature po ninyo. However, some they don't like ice cream, so ayan, ice chips na lang. Ilagay po sa bibig para po mag-melt yung yelo sa bibig at uminom din ng maraming malamig na tubig para po bumaba ang temperature, lalo na po na kung nagkaka-hot flashes kayo. And you may experience this through the course of the year. Mas mahaba po ito at hindi lang po ito 1 week, hindi lang po months. Pinag-uusapan po natin dito, years na minsan na na-experience. Minsan po, kung 3 years yan na nagbabago yung nyo, minsan nakakaramdam kayo ng ganyan. 2 years to 3 years, hanggang pong magbaba ang inyong estrogen at progesterone. So remember this one, hot flash or hot flushes, one of the common physiologic na changes na nangyayari sa mga kababaihan na nag-undergo ng menopause. Okay, this one is another issue. Okay? Kasi tatanungin niyo po, what triggers hot flashes? Yun ang concern natin dyan. Diba? Because there are some women, alam na nila na nag-undergo sila ng menopause, but they love the following. They are consuming. Mahilig sila sa alcohol o mahilig sila sa kape. Mahilig sila sa soft drinks. We all know that soft drinks contain caffeine, alcohol, at mga chocolates, di ba? May mga caffeine yan, kape. Okay? So tendency po, lalo po magti-trigger yung hot flashes. So mga viewers, marami tayong mga friends dito na mahilig sa kape. Mga kababayan natin overseas Filipinos. Di ba? Always ilang percentage na every morning you drink coffee, you're eating chocolates, okay? Tapos, yung iba, sinasabi natin sa mga previous discussion natin na ang too much caffeine, okay? Too much caffeine, hindi maganda. So, ayan, one na nagtitrigger para sa hot flushes. Another one is eating spicy. Yan, mahilig ang mga kababayan din natin sa spices. Eating spicy, yung mahilig sa Bicol Express, yung mga masile, maanghang, it can lead to hot flushes. So, ayan, may nag-comment na dito. Oh my God, sabi kaya pala. Opo. Okay? So, sabi ng iba, coffee is essential. Yes, coffee is essential. However, if you are undergoing this condition, menopause, it would trigger hot flushes lalo. Okay? And patient who are undergoing stress. Ito, medyo mahirap itong stress na ito. Hindi natin maaalis ka agad sa atin because we are facing pandemic, di ba? At ito nga, yung bakuna. So tendency, aside doon sa nasa age ka, menopausal age ka, ito pa rin ang mga nagtitrigger. So at least now, you have the idea on what not to drink, what not to eat. Eating in moderation is okay. Kung sigurong iinom ka ng isang cup of coffee a day at hindi naman masyadong matapang masyado, it's okay. Or I advise you, you need to take a decaffeinated coffee para hindi maano yung caffeine niya. Otherwise, yan, sabi ni Miss Kat Del Valle, coffee pa more, sabi niya. Otherwise, kung tapos na kayo sa menopausal, it might be okay. Pero kung you are undergoing hot flushes currently, lalo pong magti-trigger yan. Okay? Undergoing stress. So alam natin paano harapin ang stress. I've had a lecture previously about stress. Hot climate. Alam naman natin, pag hot climate, di ba? Pag lumalabas kayo, you bring your umbrella, shaded places ang puntahan, or sometimes you go to an air-conditioned room. Okay, another one that triggers hot flushes is overweight and obese. So ayan, marami na naman tayo, palaging lumalabas sa lecture natin si overweight and obese patient. So if you are overweight, so you know what to do, try to do exercise, eat what you need, do not overeat so that it would not be stored in your body and then it would be converted into fats. And then, ayan, lalaki pa ang bilbil, lalaki pa ang mga braso, etc. Madideposit sa mga organs natin kung masyadong mataba, masyadong mamantika ang kinakain natin. And also, smoking. Smoking can also trigger hot flushes. So at least you have the idea. Okay. Pasensya po kung may mga natatamaan dito sa mga sinasabi ko. But at least we try to present na at least maging aware tayo that hot flushes, ito siya, is a condition, common symptoms, physiologic changes sa mga pasyente. Pero ano yung nagtitrigger? Ayan, nasabi ko na yung mga nagtitrigger, you can eliminate. Try to eat in moderation or eat less of this, or much better, don't eat this mga food or mga drinks na nagtitrigger niyan. Okay? Okay. After the physiologic, nasa physiologic pa lang tayo. This time, these are the psychological changes ng menopause, because some patient, it's easy para sa kanila yung mga nararamdaman nilang mga changes sa katawan. However, some patient, it's a combination of the physiologic, normal functioning ng katawan, at kasama din ang mental processing. Okay? So this time, mga asawa po, yung mga kalalakihan dito, try to understand. Hindi po kagustuhan ng babae na mag-undergo nito. Because as I have said, this is a natural process na nangyayari sa mga kababaihan. So just imagine all these changes na nangyayari sa kanila. Some women undergo certain degree of depression because, yun nga, hindi po nila alam anong nangyayari sa katawan nila, nahihirapan po sila to adjust, okay, sa bagong pangyayari sa buhay nila. So that's why there are patients, ito po ang pinaka-common naman dito. Kung nakikita po ninyo, ang pinaka-common po dito, itong irritability. Yan, may mga mood swings, mood changes ang mga kababayan natin. Okay? Some patient would undergo these changes kasi nga hindi po nila alam sa sarili nila na ito pala ay normal functioning or normal process sa katawan. So they would undergo depression kasi nga may palpitation, mainit ang nararamdaman, etc. They would have, some patients would have anxiety. So ayan, palaging natatakot, nagpapalpitate na, akala nila malala ang sakit nila, etc. And then there would be emotional fluctuation. So, iba-iba ang ugali. Minsan mabait siya, minsan masungit siya. Kaya nga binibiro natin ng iba, di ba? Na, ay, nagme-menopause yan pag biglang sumusungit ang mga kababayan natin. Sometimes women would lose their, nawawalan ng kumpiyansa sa sarili nila, nawawalan ng confidence because, again, ito yung lahat ng umaandar sa isip nila. Ito ang mga gumugulo sa isip nila. Okay? And sometimes, konti pang dagdag pa ng ibang years, nagkakaroon na rin po ng problem sa concentration and memory. Okay? Nagkakaroon nila sila ng problema. Minsan, nakakalimot na sila. This is not dementia, this is not Alzheimer, but when they focus on certain things, minsan magulo, minsan nawawalan sila ng direksyon. Okay? And sometimes, pag inutusan sila, konting lang, kalimot na kaagad. Okay? Hindi po nila sinasadya yun, hindi sila nagdadrama. But this is a condition, this is a change, pagbabago sa sarili nila. Okay? Physiologic and psychological. Okay? And I hope you do understand all mga sinasabi natin ngayon. The best thing to do is this one. You need to accept that once in your life, you would experience this once you reach a specific age. So therefore, you need to be positive towards menopause. You need to be ready. You need to accept this one, this condition, open arms para hindi po ganun katindi ang effect niya sa inyo. Because some women do not have any symptoms or wala silang physiologic changes, wala silang psychological changes. Kung meron man, very slight because they are more accepting dito sa condition na ito. Okay? Kaysa naman everyday isipin mo na nagme-menopause ka, tendency, all the negative things papasok sa iyo and therefore you cannot move kaagad. Remember, 3 years before menopause, may tinatawag na perimenopause. Dito po lumalabas ang mga symptoms, dito po lumalabas lahat ng mga binabanggit natin until the time na wala ng menstruation, di ba? But again, if you do not know how to accept, okay, if you do not know how to embrace this one, ay tendency po mahirap po siyang i-accept sa sarili because there are so many women because of the, remember, we have the psychological changes. Psychological changes involves mood swings, emotional fluctuation, and also depression. Just imagine kung ang babae na experience niya po lahat ng iyon at wala siyang support system. If the husband, if the family members or the friends, okay, pinagtatawanan siya, dinadown siya dahil nagiging masungit siya, lahat ng symptoms na nangyayari sa kanya, it should not be like that. Okay? But we need to encourage, we need to uplift kung itong mga pinagdadaanan niya. Okay? Because we need to help. We need to help women na to understand. Hindi po yung kukutsain siya dahil nagme-menopause siya. Okay? Dahil ito po ang nangyayari sa kanya. Okay? And we should not make mga dito mga comments, okay? You should not be afraid. You should be ready because you could say to yourself that you are a complete woman, that you have undergone these different changes sa buhay ninyo. Men do not have menopause. Iba yung sa kanila, sa mga kalalakihan. But in your case, imagine, ang dami nyo pinagdaanan. Nagkaanak kayo, nanganak kayo, etc. Nabuntis kayo. And then this time, you are experiencing another chapter ng buhay ninyo. Okay? So, menopause, parang parang sa linya ng di ba? Parang may lane diyan. So this one is a normal and natural stage in your life, in woman's life. Remember, this one is a temporary phase. Remember that it's a temporary phase ng buhay po ninyo, and it is not an illness. Everything will return to normal once the new hormonal balance is regained. Tandaan po ninyo yan, once na nakuha na ng katawan na ito na ang normal, ito na, kumbaga sa pangyayari ngayon, di ba? Ito ang new normal. Because of the pandemic, ito mga ginagawa natin ngayon. Okay? Dahil po sa COVID-19, ito po yung ginagawa natin. Before, we're not used of doing this kind of discussion, facing a computer, talking to people whom I don't know, people whom I don't see. Kagaya po sa menopause yan. Sa menopause, ibang-iba. Ito na po ang bagong normal sa inyo ngayon. Once the estrogen and progesterone reach a certain level dyan sa katawan po ninyo, yun na po ang bagong normal ninyo. And once na yan ang bagong normal, so babalik po, hindi po babalik yung menstruation po ninyo, yung pong normal life po ninyo babalik. Mawawala na po yung palpitation, mawawala na po yung nararamdaman yung irritability, depression, anxiety, yung mga physiologic changes na binanggit natin kanina. Hindi na kayo nag-hot flashes. Kasi nga po, na-adapt na ng katawan yung new normal po sa inyo, the new hormonal balance sa loob ng katawan. But I should teach you on how to deal with the physiological changes. Kasi kanina, binanggit natin ang mga physiological changes, di ba? Ang dami nun. Ang dami po ng mga physiologic changes kanina na nangyayari sa loob ng katawan. However, you should know on how to deal dito sa mga changes na ito. Like for example, kung may dryness po dyan na nangyayari, and because it's inevitable that one way or the other, you have a partner in life, that you would still want to enjoy your married life or your life in general. So there are some ways that you could do. You can use a gel to reduce this discomfort during the act itself. You may have a healthy lifestyle so that you would not think too much, and also because a healthy lifestyle would lead to at least magiging masaya kayo, magiging yung pag-iisip nyo, mawawala yung depression, mawawala yung anxiety, yung irritability, mawawala yan because you are diverting your energy, your mind doon sa ibang bagay na pleasurable para sa inyo, that would help you inside and outside. And then, aside from maintaining a healthy lifestyle, you should also think that you should eat healthy. Try to eat more fruits, more vegetables, and food that are rich in calcium. Okay, so alam niyo naman yung mga pagkain rich in calcium, di ba? Kaya nga, di ba, pag towards menopause, laging sinasabi ng mga doctors, mga OB, na, oh, you need to have your calcium supplement. So, ayan, at least now, you are trying to adapt. Hindi lang po papabayaan na lang natin yung physiologic changes na nangyayari sa katawan natin. No, we need to do something so that malabanan po natin o malabanan po ninyo yung nangyayaring mga pagbabago sa katawan natin. So these are easy, right? A healthy lifestyle, you may use a gel, or you may eat fruits, vegetables, and drink milk because some milk are rich in calcium, di ba? Also, nabanggit natin kanina because smoking can also lead to these changes, di ba? On how to deal. You just avoid smoking. Avoid alcohol. Di naman po siguro mahirap i-avoid yan, di ba? And then you do exercise, a regular exercise. Yan, mga kababayan natin, lagi natin sinasabi, you do walking, you do jogging. Oh, kasi sabi niya, mainit po, paano yan? Pwede naman mag-walk after, di ba? Pag gabi, pag medyo makulimlim na o gabi, pwede naman mag-walk kahit dun sa area lang po ninyo siguro, pwede. Okay? How to regain daw? Ako, 6 years na torture, pero lately medyo tulog ako, depression tuwing hapon, parang di nararamdaman, may back pain ako. Sige, may mga question tayo, mamaya po. Okay? Get adequate sleep. O, ayan, get adequate sleep and take a rest. Okay? Hindi po yung magulo na yung isip natin, magulo yung sistema natin because of physiologic, tapos lagi pa tayong hindi natutulog. Lagi natin iniisip kung ano ang nararamdaman natin. Remember, as I have said, this is just a temporary, panandaliang yugto ng buhay po ng ating mga kababaihan na nasa age 40s to 50s. Okay? After that, babalik po yan sa dati. Okay, some patient would want na yung mga symptoms na severe, yung mga kakaiba na symptoms, heavy bleeding, kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa katawan nila, very depressed, very ano. Sometimes, they consult with physician and then physician would give some medication. Yun po yung mga hormonal replacement. But again, kung kaya nyo naman natin ng pasyente na mag-cope dito sa problema without any hormonal replacement, etc. Because one way or the other, alam naman po natin, once we do hormonal replacement, sometimes these are medications. Pag pinasok natin sa katawan yan, mainom natin, eventually baka po magkaroon pa ng ibang problema. As I have said, this is a natural process. You don't need any medication, just like to accept and how to deal with this one. Okay? Kung kaya, wag po. Kasi minsan may mga patient din po na nagkakaroon ng problems o adverse effects because of the hormonal replacement or because of the medication na binibigay din. Pero again, you discuss this one with your doctor. Kasi kung severe naman talaga, di ba? Baka kakailanganin talaga ng medication dyan. So dapat, before pa dumating ang menopause po sa inyo, yung period na yun, i-condition nyo na po ang sarili ninyo that one way or the other, in few years' time, that you would experience itong mga simptomas na ito. You just need to accept, you just need to embrace. At ipaliwanag din po sa mga asawa ninyo, mga kababa, para po maintindihan din. Kasi some people, umaabot po yan minsan sa hiwalayan. Kasi minsan hindi naiintindihan ng asawa, nag-aaway lagi sila. Akala nila nagiging maarte si misis o si babae because hindi nila alam exactly kung ano itong condition na ito. Okay? How about for the psychological changes? Ito, sa psychological changes, ito mga may anxiety, may depression na pumapasok na nag-menopause, you need to be cheerful and enjoy the new stage ng buhay po ninyo. Di ba? Kaya nga sinabi ng iba, life begins at 40s. So, maaaring sa inyo, life begins at 50s. You just enjoy the new stage ng inyong buhay. Okay? And sometimes it can help din po yung tinatawag na, this one is every time that I would see patient with menopausal problems, I would refer them to another patient o minsan pinagsasama ko sila na, this patient is also undergoing menopause. Or minsan po ginagawa namin is, those patient who have had menopause, pinapartner po namin sila sa mga patient na undergoing menopause so that they would share their experiences. Okay? Di ba po ang ganda no na you share your own experiences and then you guide other people na ito yung napagdaanan namin, ito yung pinagdadaanan ko so that you have a support system on how to handle this kind of condition. Then you need to enrich your social life and join more activities. So ayan, kaya nga po nag-form kami ng group right now, but basically, this group would start first for patients with high cholesterol and high glucose. But later on, we would have a group, also small group, for those patients undergoing menopause or having symptoms of menopause and those patients who could want to share their story. Yan po, para ito sa mga kababayan natin na they could share their experiences, they could join some activities para po mawala din po ang depression, mawala po yung irritability, mawala po yung emotional fluctuations. Because nowadays, so many people are experiencing a certain degree of depression plus menopause at because of the situation like the pandemic, di ba? And sa mga kababaihan po na nasa menopausal stage ngayon at doon po sa natapos na nag-enjoy na ng life, you need to enrich yourself by continue learning and continue to work for the benefit of yourself and benefit of your family. Something that you would enhance, something that madagdagan po yung knowledge ninyo. Instead of kachismisan, instead of something negative na pinag-uusapan, puro kachismisan, you need to learn something. Because as mga kababaihan, this is the new stage of your life. Instead of focusing on the chismis, on the negative side, you focus more on how would you enrich your personal life, enrich yourself with so many things that you could learn. You could learn by reading, kahit ano po pwede niyong basahin dyan na something sa isang araw may natutunan po kayong isang skill, isang bagay, or na-inspire po kayo, because these are the things that would make you a better person, right? Because as I have said, this is the new chapter of your life. So kailangan nyo pong enrich ang sarili nyo from time to time. Surround yourself with good people, people that would uplift you, people that would guide you towards a better life. Para din naman po sa inyo yan. Kung ayaw nyo naman po, you can do it by yourself. You could watch, marami pong mga pwedeng basahin sa internet. Just find some time. Hindi naman po natin kakaligtaan yung trabaho natin. Hindi naman po yun. Just like, for example, 15 minutes or 30 minutes of reading something or learning new things. I think that's the key dito. I just want to share this one. This is the key message for tonight's discussion. Okay? We've discussed so many things about menopause. This is the time in a woman's life where her period stops. This is inevitable, one way or the other. Mangyayari po ito. Usually it happens at the age of 45. Yan, onwards, minsan may maaga, it depends sa babae. Minsan mas matagal at 50 years old. So it happens because when the ovaries stop producing hormones, your estrogen and progesterone. This normal and natural stage in women's life is a temporary phase, and it is not a disease. Remember po yon, it's not a sakit. Mga kababayan po, yung po mga may asawa po sa inyo. Okay? Sabihin niyo po sa asawa niyo, hindi po ito sakit. Hindi po ito nakakahawa. It is indeed a preparation for the next phase of a beautiful life. So with that, maraming salamat po for our discussion tonight. I hope you did enjoy our discussion all about menopause ngayong gabi. Don't forget po to follow us. If you have questions po, if you are asking about the clinic, you could call the secretary at 9319-3091. Pero yung iba po sa inyo nakapunta na sa clinic. Maraming salamat po. The other one naman, you could follow us on Facebook on Health Talk by Doc Mike and on our YouTube channel. Okay, Dr. Mike Manyo. So, yun po, sana po maging helpful itong ating discussion tonight all about menopause. And sana po wag nating kutsain ang mga kababaihan that undergoing this stage ng buhay po nila. Because as I have mentioned, I've seen so many women who have suffered a lot because of this problem. Okay? Some of you might be thinking, ay, ano lang yan, madali lang yan, menopause. No. Until you reach the certain age, until you experience, I haven't experienced this, but I have seen women na nanggaling po dito sa menopause. Some women are really depressed. Some women na nawala sa sarili nila, okay, because of this condition. Some women have spent so much just to find cure. Akala po nila sakit ito. Until one day na na-discuss po and it has a big impact sa buhay po nila na hindi pala ito sakit. Kailangan lang siyang i-embrace, i-hug that this is a new chapter ng buhay po nila. So with that po, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat na nanood. Please, yung po mga nagko-questions kanina about what to do, lalo na po yung mga psychological changes, tomorrow watch my episode because it would be anxiety. So ano po yung kaugnayan ng itong menopause doon sa anxiety? And it's another interesting discussion po for patient undergoing anxiety disorders. So I would discuss anxiety tomorrow night po sa ating channel ulit. So sana po nakatulong po itong video na ito, and allow me to thank yung pong ating mga supporters. Dali po ha. I'll greet all of you. Unahin ko lang po itong mga supporters natin sa ating health group natin. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Because of you, we continue to inspire, we continue to help our kababayans here in Hong Kong. How I wish we could help all our kababayans by spreading this kind of platform. Miss Honey, Miss Loria, Miss Josie, Dr. Mike Liangco, Miss Jane, Ertel Ramos, thank you. Mga supporters po natin ito. Miss Annalisa Esmeralda, Miss Kathleen Magramo, Silend Furbar, sorry, I cannot ano yung buong pangalan. Catherine Del Valle, Arlene Bantog Kalimbas, Asuncion Malco, Raquel Madera, Jenny Pilar, Gemma Agcol Prima, Ana Marie Altamira, Mylene Parafina, Barbara Roberts. I think Barbara will be our guest this Sunday. Hindi ako nagkakamali. Palanga, si Anga, Yvonne NMG, JB Heart Blog, Sonin Chris. I hope wala po ako nakalimutan. Ito po yung mga ano. So pasensya po kung may nakalimutan po akong name. Kasi hindi lumalabas yung iba dito sa aking phone. But anyway, kung po may nakalimutan po akong basahin, shout out na lang po kayo para i-greet ko po kayo sa ating channel. And tignan natin yung mga viewers nating nanood ngayong gabi. Miss Elnora Saragosa, maraming salamat po. Miss Jocelyn Aquino, thank you. Evelyn Napoles, thank you. Na-experience ko mga bagay na yan na nag-start ako mag-menopause. Maraming salamat. Jessie, thank you so much from Discovery Bay. Maraming salamat. Miss Vidal, sabi ni Miss Vidal, yes po, na-experience ko, 10 days kinakabahan po ako. At least, sana nakatulong po ito at hindi po kayo kinakabahan ngayon. Jean, it happened to me, Doc. Kaya salinan ako ng dugo. Okay? Miss Amy Sakailet, thank you. Jeline Garciano, kaya pala palaging mataas ang pulse rate ko, 99 to 100 since na nag-40 ako, pero regular naman menstruation ko. Okay, so abangan nyo, 3 years before nagkakaroon ng changes. Nina Miguel, thank you so much. Dami pong nakarelate sa inyo tonight. Ano daw ang pagkakaiba ng perimenopause at menopause? As I have mentioned, 3 years before mag-stop yan, nararamdaman yun po yung tinatawag na perimenopause. Okay. Interesting topic, Doc. Sabi ni Jean. Lorna Real, gandang gabi po. Hot places, sabi ni Miss Cruz. Josie, hot flushes and excessive sweating naranasan daw niya. Si Miss Rowena, maraming salamat. Irene, thank you. Publico. Miss GNCV, malupit na sweet, thank you, sabi niya. Okay. Michelle, Pancho, coffee is essential. Merly Tolentino, good evening, Doc. Relate much ako sa topic. Lahat ng explanation mo nangyari sa akin. Emotional palagi, high blood, moody kahit may AC mainit. I hope na wala na po ito. Na nalampasan nyo na itong stage na ito. May anong edad po, Doc, nag-start mararamdaman ng mga symptoms ng menopause? It depends po sa mga kababaihan. As I have said, may mga kababaihan po mas maaga, may mga kababaihan po na medyo late nararamdaman yan. But before na mag-stop yan, makakaramdam na kayo ng signs and symptoms 3 years or sometimes 2 years before makat mismo yan, mag-stop. What about the premenopausal symptoms? The perimenopausal symptoms, as I have mentioned, ito po yung mga simptomas na nangyayari na before nyo maranasan yung pag-stop lahat ng yan. Okay? May mga changes doon sa menstrual cycle po ninyo. Miss Aglo, overweight yan ako kahit anong diet ko. Okay? Please watch our previous episode about weight. Okay, coffee. Yan. Sabi na, puro coffee. Coffee lahat, nakaka-relate sila sa coffee. Okay? Masarap kasing kumain. Sabi niya, oo nga, masarap kumain. Kaso pag may mga signs and symptoms na lumalabas po sa inyo, minsan huli ang pagsisisi. Di ba? Nag-trigger din sa akin, Doc, skin allergy ko, sabi ni Miss Lorna. Masakit ang katotohanan but it will help naman po. Salamat. Psychological changes, sabi ni Miss Liz. Present po yan lahat sa akin, Doc. Shirley Torres, thank you. Grace Q, thank you, Grace. I hope see you this Sunday, Grace. Okay, si Grace Cute. Nandyan. Marjorie Rosal, thank you. Miss G. Min. Good evening, Doc. Temper, grabe sa akin. Type ko lang maghalit kahit walang dahil. Yes, absolutely, Miss G. Min. Kasi nga, yun nga, may mga pagbabago sa katawan na hindi mo kaya you are exploding, yung sudden burst of emotion. Natawa tuloy ako sa overweight at obese. Food is life daw. Kasi, but thank you po, Doc. Very informative daw. So, naranasan ko ito ngayon. Thank you so much, Miss Elbs Noblesa. Miss Vidal, thank you po. Naranasan daw niya yon. Goryo Sela, thank you. Watching from Shatin. Flory Manuel, thank you. Sabi ni Miss Jassy, I'm accepting menopausal. Excited na ako kasi mababawasan ng gastos ko. Hindi ako bibili na. Yeah, absolutely right. Diba? Dapat ganyan, maging positive the way you look things ahead of you, particularly this condition. Akin, Doc, sobrang, sabi ni Mars, sa akin, Doc, sobrang sakit ng ulo bago lumabas ang period. Hindi po ba makakasama lagi pag inom ako ibuprofen? Dapat pala mag-discuss tayo about dysmenorrhea soon. Sige, consider natin yan. Think positive and accept the fact that we're getting older, sabi ni Miss Pancho. Oo. Diba? But pwede naman, you grow older, you grow with grace. Diba? Parang nakakatakot mag-menopause. No, it should not be. Kasi the more naiisipin mong nakakatakot yan, where in fact, it should not be scary. It should be, parang ang tawag yan, parang it's a milestone sa buhay po ninyo. Diba? That's true. Sabi ni Miss Delia, 80 years menopause since 44 years old. Miss Risa, thank you po. Nera, kung pwede lang mag-skip ng menopause. Yan. Some people don't undergo all the symptoms. Sabi ko nga kanina, very few would undergo the symptoms. Watching from mid-levels, si Miss Mahal. Okay? Miss Honey, thank you. Sana pati lalaki daw kung yung menopause. Iba pa sa lalaki. Discuss natin yun na sa lalaki soon. Okay? Pag may mga guys dito na nanonood, di ba? Mas maganda. Jassy, thank you. Lisel Aguilar. Gorio, thank you. Flory, Risa, Eleanor Saragosa, Evelyn Napoles, Sandara. Nahuli yata si Sandara ngayon. Miss Loria, meron bang supplement para sa may menopause to lessen ang mga nararamdaman? So again, nabanggit natin kanina on how to deal with the menopause. Because it's an estrogen and progesterone. Yun ang concern natin. It will be hormonal replacement. However, I mentioned na maraming mga problems na pwedeng i-create or adverse event ang pwedeng mangyari if you're taking the hormonal replacement. Okay? Just accept it. And yung mga tips na binigay natin kanina, napaka-importante nun. Arlene, thank you so much, Miss Kalimbas from Kwai Chung. Miss Jean, may side effect po ba kung nasalinan ng dugo or cause of hormonal imbalance? May side effect po ba kung nasalinan ng dugo? Cause of hormonal imbalance. Kung nasalinan po kayo ng dugo, because kailangan nyo po ng blood products. Kung type O, type A, type AB, kung ano man po. Yan. Okay? Kung sa mangyayari sa hormonal imbalance, not directly. Okay? Miss Marites, hello po from Taiku. Wong Tai Sing, si Miss Glenn. Eva Bivar, thank you from Hanghao. Honey Bernadelli, 52 years old ako. Wala po naman akong nararamdaman. Spot lang ang mens ko. Ganito po ba ang nagme-menopause? Yes, because I mentioned kanina, some patient may have prolonged or sometimes yung bleeding nila, yung menstrual bleeding, nagkakaroon ng changes until one day, wala na po. 1 year. Pag po 1 year na wala kayo doon, malilabel na po na nag-menopause na po kayo. Pero kung may parating-rating pa yan, hindi pa. Pero kung meron pong mga ibang conditions, like may itching, may abnormal discharge, etc. But you need to consult your physician pa rin kasi may mga ibang condition din naman po. Miss Janet, thank you. Rochelle from Yunlong. Christy, thank you. Fiona and Shrek, thank you so much. Miss Deli, Arlene, Nina, Wilma, Risa, ang dami po. Georgie, Tadeos, Nessa Roa, Lay Barcelon, thank you. Gara, Michelle Pancho. I hope na bati ko kayong lahat. Kung hindi man po, pasensya na po kayo. Minsan po kasi nag-skip dito sa aking screen. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And it's really a pleasure po na I could share all this information po para sa inyo. So watch out tomorrow if you anxiety po ang topic natin na tomorrow night sa ating channel ulit. I hope na you could share this one. You could also watch our previous videos. Don't forget po to follow us dito sa ating Facebook page. Yung nasa Facebook natin, follow us. And then you could subscribe naman doon sa ating YouTube channel. Maraming salamat po and have a great night everyone. Be safe. Oh, by the way, yung pong hindi pa nag-register para po sa lucky draw doon sa pinamimigay dito sa Hong Kong na 100,000, pinost ko po yung link kaninang morning. Entitled po ang ating mga kababayan na domestic worker po para doon. Basta po nabakuna kayo ng 2 beses. Okay na nandito kayo sa Hong Kong, may visa. Please read. Nandun po lahat ang mga informations na nandoon. If you like, if you don't like, it's okay. Di na po sa not the government, sa isang company dito sa Hong Kong. It's a 100,000 yata ang price doon sa mapipili o doon sa lucky draw na yan. But anyway, maraming salamat po. Have a great night everyone. Be happy, be safe, and kita-kita po ulit tayo tomorrow para sa isang live na naman. Have a great night. Bye!